What's up, everyone? Brett Mix here from Mixer Madness. How's it going? Here to review the second Raw of 2024. So much support already on the channel for 2024. This is channel's first new year, and I appreciate all the support again. This is the first review with 200 subscribers, so just thought I'd thank you one last time. I figured if I had a bit of support, I'd be off to a good start, but the numbers just overwhelm me, so thanks one last time for that. Raw is scheduled to be a pretty decent one tonight, 1 week removed from the special holiday shows. Things are back to normal, so to speak, and CM Punk is advertised for tonight, so there's some excitement in the air in Portland, Oregon on this January 8th, 2024. Let's get right to the show. In the beginning, Cody Rhodes is pulling up to the arena. McIntyre is already in the ring. He said, "That's enough of that. I have something to say." Drew cuts to the screen of Cody Rhodes entering the arena, and Drew just shuts that down right away, and he says, "I have something to say." I can't do his accent, but maybe that's for the better. Last week's match, I didn't want the title. I needed it. But as you see, I don't have it. That's what McIntyre said. He said, I was overzealous. I lost the damn match. I had my foot on the rope. If that's the case, I need to stay away from WWE and take some time for Drew McIntyre, he says. He says that would be the best thing that could have happened. He said, if that was the case, I definitely would need to take a step away. And then he says, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it was Damian Priest's fault. Why would you cash in? Why you screwed me, but you screwed him as well. You screwed me and you screwed yourself, basically is what he said. And then he made a comment about CM Punk, and all of a sudden cult of personality hit. And that was the best moment in that promo. It legit pumped me up when I heard that, because all I could think was "fuck you, Drew." Just the way he says, maybe I'll go away for 9 months and 9 years, and I'll get a hero's welcome. Yeah, that's the only reason the fans cheer Punk, because he was gone 9 years. No, it couldn't have anything to do with the fact that he's CM Punk. Punk comes out and says we're in Piper country because we're in Portland. He says he's known for talking. Piper's known for talking. But is Drew known for talking? The crowd kind of, CM Punk then said, if you say anything, you can say it right to my face. I'll just be over here in the corner. Drew said, all right, the floor is mine. First off, I just want to say congratulations. It's been a month and you're still here. McIntyre talks about Punk being a demon. Says he's not Punk also said, came back to him and said he's not a demon, but if you cross me, I'm a Satan himself. McIntyre is caught up in the past. A lot of his points are from a piece of envy. He's really insecure with this whole thing. Punk's rebuttal and his comebacks were great because it was business focused. He kept it storyline based, not cheap shots on the guy's life. He kept it Royal Rumble mode. Drew keeps crying about winning during the pandemic. And Punk talks about no one being able to stop him from winning the Rumble. And he says in the Rumble he's going to throw him out last to prove he's that nice of a guy. So overall, it was a great opening segment between Punk and Drew. I'm not going to say it's a classic or amazing segment, but it was a good to great opening segment because Drew McIntyre was just throwing out shot after shot and line after line, wine after wine, and to see CM Punk interrupt him was from the get-go and not just advertise him for the whole show. To see him come out at the beginning was just something we needed to see. I thought that they booked that correctly. Next, the Judgment Day come out. Finn Balor and Damian Priest for his one-on-one match with Tommaso Ciampa for Finn Balor. Since we get a commercial in between the entrances of Balor and Ciampa, hopefully we don't get one at the 4-minute mark. We got one at the 3-minute mark instead. Tommaso Ciampa appeared in the corner a couple of times. A side headlock into the ropes and off the ropes to the leapfrog. A reverse elbow by Ciampa. Chops in the corner to Balor. Off the ropes, a sunset flip by Ciampa. But Balor drops his body weight and then goes for a sunset flip and he lands on his vertical base. Nice move. Balor grounds Tommaso Ciampa momentarily, but then he gets back up into the Thez press. Does Ciampa to Finn Balor. Ciampa walks around the ring and he sees Priest and gets into his ring. Balor takes advantage and there isn't a commercial 4 minutes in. It's 3 minutes in, which breaks up the action. Ciampa comes back with a coup de grace, misses, and Balor brawl on the outside. They get back in the ring and Ciampa hits Priest on the apron. But Gargano gets involved, and Priest then gets involved with Tommaso Ciampa as Priest was going to Razor's edge him out on the table. But Balor then gets in control with Ciampa overall and prevents that. Good match. I rated it 2.5 stars. Jackie Redmond asked how Becky Lynch is after the loss to Nia Jax. I love how they talk about how Jackie Redmond works for the NHL as well. She's an NHL and a wrestling gal. She's Canadian. She's brunette with blue eyes. Can't get better than that for me. But it's interesting that she's so goal-oriented that she wants to start a podcast, even though she does full-time NHL, full-time WWE, and now she's going to start a show. So it's kind of cool to have Punk on the show since he's a Blackhawks fan. Not that the Blackhawks could have any talking points this year. They're like almost last place. Kofi Kingston takes on Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser and Kingston exchange chops and a lot of stiff blows early in the match. Kingston takes the fight to Kaiser. Fans chant for Kofi, more specifically the New Day. Kofi goes for the suicide dive and he runs and jumps into him on the outside. But a right hand of Kaiser instead as he went for the suicide dive and then caught a right hand as he went through the ropes with flying through the ropes into the right hand. Sort of like how Nia Jax put the hand out last week with Becky Lynch, but that was on the apron. Kofi goes in the air to Kaiser to the outside. Kofi reverse Irish whipped into the steps. He leaps over them, though, with his agility, and then over the steps the other way with a forearm as he springboards off the steps. Then Kaiser runs into Kofi into the barricade. The match is a double countout as the fans don't like it. I do, because we need some old school finishes, and plus Imperium keeps losing all the time, so the fact that they didn't lose here helps. I like the fact that matches ended in a double countout. Kaiser sent Kofi over the announce table. Fans chant, "Let them fight." I rated the match 2 stars, and we move on. After the match, Kaiser with Kofi is launched into the chair into the face of Kofi. Kaiser loses his cool and dropped Kofi onto the steps. The officials tried to break him up, and what he did, Kaiser ran all the way around the ring and then drop kicked the steps into Kofi's face. So that's going to be more bad blood coming into next week. Kaiser explains to Redmond why he did what he did. Eye for an eye, for revenge, for Imperium's fall. Up next, something no one asked for, but everybody gets to see, a Nia Jax promo. Cole introduces her. Cole says she shocked the world by beating Lynch. Jax says it shouldn't be a shock. And at the Rumble, she's going to win in a main event WrestleMania. That'd be the day. Rhea Ripley knows Nia Jax likes to talk a big game, and she eliminated her last year. And Jax says the only reason I'm not holding the title is because she hasn't faced her. Sure. Fans chant Rhea, Rhea. Jax needs some acting lessons. Whenever she talks convincingly or trying to be convincing, she puts a little too much sass into it. She just seems very, what's the perfect word? Unorganic. Just not natural. It's forced. Contrived, I guess, is a word I use a lot, but I don't want to use it too much. I think her promos are contrived, you could call it. Nakamura jumps Cody, who was cutting a promo backstage with Jackie Redmond, who's been a busy lady on the night. She'd cut a few more interviews before the night was over. Piper Niven and Chelsea Green defend against Katiana Chance and Caden Carter. They challenge, sorry. I'm used to them being the champions. They challenge Katiana Chance and Caden Carter for the titles. And we don't need to see Niven and Green again as champions. Chance off the top rope, and Carter was pulled out by Niven. Both teams try and double team each other. Niven with a cannonball into the corner. The women's locker room is watching from the backstage area because all these ladies can be thrown together tag teams in the future weeks and maybe try and compete for the titles. Carter tagged in with the hot tag and takes Niven on the outside and a thrust kick to Green and got a near fall. A springboard leg drop, and now Chance watches on. Green on the top rope, superplexed off the top, but almost hit Chelsea Green and then headbutted Carter. Off the top rope, Chance and Carter perform Hurricane Rana off the top to Chelsea Green, but she somehow kicks out of the high-risk maneuver. A kick out at 2 after Chelsea Green with offense to Katiana Chance. An unprettier attempt, but Carter, who was then dropped by Niven, who comes in with a rolling senton at Chance. She's barely broke up the count. Both teams go at it as Niven gives a Vader bomb to Green without losing a chance. Then with a face buster from the top, and then gives Carter a chance to double team. and she elevates her with the keg stand. They retained the titles in a pretty decent match here. I gave it 2 stars and a quarter. The cake stand finisher was really nice, and I thought the woman went above expectations. I thought they put on a pretty good tag team match. They changed the match between Cody and Shinsuke after the attack to a street fight for tonight. Then a funny R-Truth video package had me laughing, because the R-Truth segments right now are clicking on all cylinders, and usually WWE comedy doesn't always click, but this was clicking, and yeah, R-Truth should be proud of what he's doing. He was saying he was just a part of everything Judgment Day. He even had a VHS of the Judgment Day in Your House from 1998, where the Undertaker's on the front like this, and it has R-Truth on it. And he says, even the In Your House Judgment Day box. That was hilarious. I love that. Then the Judgment Day talked backstage about how they're going to deal with this and such, and how they're going to deal with certain problems. Mommy talks about her problem. Priest asks if getting in the pushing more with Jax is a good idea. I don't know. It makes Priest kind of look like a bitch when he's worried about all these people onto them. If they're the Judgment Day and they're so bad, why are they worried about Nia fucking Jax? I mean, it's Nia Jax. Come on. I'll be like Vince McMahon. I apologize for the language. Watching a lot of Attitude Era lately, so Vince McMahon apologizing on commentary. I set these videos not for kids for that reason, because the odd F-bomb might come out. The R-Truth video package again had me laughing and ended, and the Judgment Day segment ended, and then we head into the Miz versus JD McDonough. JD McDonough is basically a jobber now, I guess. I don't get why they make these groups like Damage Control and Judgment Day, and they talk about how they're so dominant and they run SmackDown, they run Raw, yet when they go in matches, just basic matches, they lose. It's not believable. They protect the bigger names in the Judgment Day, like Rhea and Priest, and they protect, I guess, Io Sky, but Bayley loses all the time, JD loses, Dom loses, I'm sure Sane and Asuka lose. So I'd like that to change. R-Truth is at ringside for this match. Miz with a victory roll and a near fall. JD McDonough rolls him up. Just a 2 and a high knee and a leg sweep from Miz to JD. Miz goes for the figure 4. Dirty Dom comes out, and Miz with a double baseball slide to both. Skull-crushing finale, and JD McDonough is basically a jobber as he loses. It's comical how often they lose. I rated the match 2 stars. Seth Rollins is about to head to the ring next. Seth is a funny guy these days. He said his title is the most important title in WWE. How last year it didn't exist, but now it's the most important title in WWE. I'm sorry, that's a real laugh. I'm not trying to be funny here. That's even the IC title's got to be more credible than that title. I mean, now that it's on Gunther and it's a record reign, and think of all the defenses Gunther's had. So this title that they just made up, even though they have an undisputed Universal Champion whose lineage of the belt goes back to either the NWA or WWE or both, it goes back to the official title. It's close as it can, because the titles have been merged so many times that they have cousins and second cousins to each other. But that title is number 1. IC title, I would argue, is number 2. And then maybe his title's number 3. But it's definitely 2 or 3, not number 1, Seth. It's the way he wants to make himself feel important anyway. And if Cody does win the Rumble and then chooses that title, that's going to add to the prestige of the belt. But it's also, we'll see what happens. I'm not going to speak on that until something happens. Seth Rollins says this is the year of Seth Rollins. I thought 2015 was. I thought 2019 was. I thought 2017 was. Why would 2024 be the year of Seth Rollins? It's weird. He's an egomaniac, though. He says he's worked too hard for it not to be. No one else works hard, though, Seth, right? I'm sorry, you guys might get the vibe if you're listening to this review. You might think that I really don't like Seth or Drew McIntyre, and you'd be right. I don't know what it is. I think they're both awesome in the ring. Personally, though, both of them, I don't know if it's what they've been saying about CM Punk lately. I don't know if it's the fact that when they're champion, they got booed by being a face champion, fans get sick of. I just think they blame the fans too much. They're egomaniacs, and they're not as great as they think they are. That you need an ego to survive in WWE and be a big name. You do. But they aren't as good as they think they are, in my opinion. That's just for me. So that's where I don't know about resentment, but that's where the negativity stems from. Rollins says all those things. Then Jinder Mahal came out and interrupted him. Jinder spoke some sense when he came out, but then he got on the fans and he cut his usual heel promo, and he got on him for having childish tantrums. Mahal says the disrespect will not be tolerated, and he's looked over. Rollins said, "Come on, Mahal, take one swing." I would take him up on that. There's something about Seth, again, I've already touched on that. So, pretty decent segment here. Jinder Mahal, first of all, had the segment with The Rock, which got a lot of eyeballs. Now he has a segment with the champion. So Mahal, they're keeping Mahal in an important role. And him entering the Royal Rumble would be a good, another good, because each show you figure gets 12 to 13 members, because there's going to be surprise entrants. There's going to be maybe NXT entrants. So each roster gets about 12 guys, Raw and SmackDown, leaving, 5 to 6 spots for surprise entrants and NXT stars. On Raw, you could name half a dozen right off the top of your head with big names. So there's only 6 other guys. So you got to think that Mahal is one of them. Otis takes on Ivar. Otis with a hard clothesline. Both men agile. Otis has a caterpillar and an elbow drop, then a near fall. Tozawa and Valhalla on the outside. Otis with a one-handed chokeslam attempt. Both guys clobber one another. A big spin kick. Ivar in the corner climbs to the top and he connects with a moonsault for the win. Ivar wins in 5.5 minutes. Star and 3/4 rating. Jackie Redmond with her 4th or 5th interview of the night with Jey Uso. Jey talks about New Year's resolutions, and Bronson Reed interrupts and says, "We all have resolutions, but my advice is don't get in my way," as Jey Uso wants to win a title, and Bronson Reed says, "So do I." They're probably referring to the Intercontinental title, and they probably are going to feud in the IC title division. But main event, Jey Uso is another guy that should be in the Rumble and probably will be. Cody Rhodes versus Shinsuke Nakamura. They're giving this match a lot of time. Cody off the ropes with a baseball slide to the outside as they brawl up. There's a big storyline going into this match. Obviously, they have a big video package that they make. It's all about finishing a story for both men. They've both been losers at WrestleMania after winning the Royal Rumble. Cody drove Nakamura ribs first into the table and then onto the steps. Rhodes throws Nakamura back in the ring as the fans chant for tables. Cole mentions he would be the first person in 26 years to win back-to-back Rumbles, as Austin did it in 97 and 98 over Brett and Rock last, respectively. I mean, he eliminated Brett last in 97 and then eliminated Rock last in 98. That's what I mean by that. First person in 26 years if Cody can repeat. Nakamura with the kendo stick, and he beats Rhodes in the ring. Cody rolls out. Nakamura has a smile on his face as we go to a commercial. Evil smile, diabolical, nefarious smile. When back, Shinsuke tried to knee drop onto Cody. He is seeing Rhodes as the crowd pop up, and he brings out a table. Cody slides it into the ring, but now Shinsuke Nakamura with the nunchucks right by the timeskeeper area. Cody ducks as Shinsuke blows mist right into the timeskeeper's face. We go to commercial. We're back. Cody was sure to duck the spray. And we go to what would be the final commercial break of the night. Shinsuke Nakamura with a chair. Cody shakes off the pain and punishment and blows to Shinsuke Nakamura. They both have a brawl in the middle of the ring. Dusty like jabs, and Nakamura with a bionic elbow to Nakamura. A high kick, then a Dusty like elbow. Cody sets up the table in the corner of the ring, and Nakamura charges towards him, and Cody makes sure Nakamura goes crashing through the table as the crowd pop. Shinsuke Nakamura smiles once he's on the ground and gets back up with a side suplex. His offense is unorthodox. Shinsuke Nakamura with a close and near fall. Cody then hits a pedigree, but Shinsuke kicks out. Cody bangs the mat trying to find another gear, and then the Cody cutter. 1, 2, no. Shinsuke Nakamura kicks out of his finisher. Happens way too many times. Finishers should finish, always. Find some other cool shit to kick out of. I'm so sick of it. If it's happened once in a while, I would be okay. That makes the match special. But it happens all the time. And in a TV match, too. I mean, it's a TV match. Yeah, it's a street fight. Yeah, it's a bit of big feud. Yeah, it's the main event. But finishers are finishers because they finish. They don't set up another near fall. If it was once in a blue moon, I wouldn't care. Shinsuke goes for the Shinkasa in the corner. If I'm not pronouncing that right, sorry. Cody with a 3 count after his second crossroads as he converted that into a crossroads. Rhodes wins a pretty good match. Not great, just a good one. Slow throughout the middle. It was lengthy, and the show ends in a simplistic way with no run-in, no drama, just Cody winning successfully. I rated the match 2 stars and 3/4. Overall, the show, I'd give it a 5 out of 10. I believe last week I gave a 6 or a 7 because they did a good job at day 1, and they did a good job at New Year's Revolution as well. The main event was that triple threat was great on SmackDown, but this Raw fell a little flat other than the opening segment. I should keep track of the SmackDown or Raw reviews, quality ratings. Well, I do that for my Monday Night Wars reviews, which I'm having a great time doing the Monday Night Wars, so stay tuned for that on my channel and hit like and subscribe. I forgot to mention that. But I'll continue to do those. But for now, this Raw review, again, 5 out of 10. Some decent matches tonight, some decent promos. But outside that opening segment, nothing great. Nothing on the show that was memorable. You're not going to remember anything from the show other than maybe the opening promo in the future. You might remember Cody Nakamura, maybe. But in like a year or two from now, will you honestly remember it? There's a chance, but I doubt it. I didn't rate it less than 5 usually because I don't like to give a show a failing grade unless it really deserves it. Hopefully going closer into the Royal Rumble with Mania season upcoming, there's going to be bigger shows from here on out. Like I said earlier, I'd have mid-carders announce itself for the Rumble. It just makes the pool bigger and more important, but instead only select a few of those announcements, which sucks. Anyways, it does suck that only a couple people announced that they're in the Rumble, but if more mid-cutters did it, I think that it would feel more important. So anyways, see you guys next for the Raw ratings report for this show. We'll see what ratings it gets and the SmackDown preview. Other than that, you can catch the Monday Night Wars on my channel. Like I say, like and subscribe to my channel so you can be a part of the Monday Night Wars to relive them. Put a lot of work into them, and I post videos every day. You can see what segments go up against what segments. And this is the first review I did with 200 subscribers, so thank you guys one last time for that. And we'll see you next time. I hope everybody enjoyed Raw or this review. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And we'll see you for a SmackDown preview. And obviously every day with the Monday Night Wars on my channel. And for the next Raw rating and anything else big that happens, I might make a video about. Other than that, have a great week, everybody. I'm Brett Mix, and I'm out.